Hot takes, great debates, highlights, basketball. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest athletes to ever play this game. One of the greatest bigs of all time. Kids who follow my YouTube channel, Shaquille O'Neal is more than just a TV analyst for TNT. He's more than just a guy who rode the bench for the Boston Celtics. He's more than just a guy who was average for the Cleveland Cavaliers and Phoenix Suns. He was pretty incredible back in his day. Ladies and gentlemen, during Shaquille O'Neal's rookie year, he was an all-star. He averaged 23 points, nearly 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks. During a 3-year stretch in which the Lakers won 3 championships, in those playoffs, Shaquille O'Neal won Finals MVP every year, and he averaged nearly 30 points a game, 14.5 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, and 2.5 blocks a game. It's not an average Joe we're talking about. We're talking about one of, if not the best big man to ever play this game. But even Shaquille O'Neal, 7 foot tall, 300 pounds at one point in his career, even Shaq had fears. During last week's TNT broadcast that would have been on last Thursday night, as the crew was talking inside the NBA, the best sports show to me at night on television, Shaquille O'Neal admitted that he was still afraid of other athletes, and I just didn't expect to hear Shaq say this. He said there were 4 guys that put fear into him as a player. He said Michael Jordan was one, playing against Michael Jordan. And by the way, Michael dropped over 60 on Shaq before. He also said guys like Charles Barkley were others who put a little bit of fear in the big fella. He went on and named David Robinson and others as guys that, Shaq admitted put fear into him as a player. And I just looking back, I never would have thought that this would be the case with a guy of his dominance, his size, his muscle, his incredible popularity and strength. I just never would have thought Shaquille O'Neal would admit that there were guys out there that intimidated him. Was there guys that he respected? Obviously, I knew that. But to say Shaq was going into games afraid, and then he admitted that he was afraid of Charles Barkley right next to Charles Barkley as a man, like, that takes a lot. Like, Shaq's probably the richest guy at that table. He is the richest guy at that table. Shaq has got over 100 businesses. And for Shaq to look that grown man in his eye and say, you put fear in me. I am looking to get to that level and lose my ego and get to that level of humility in my life to be able to say that about another grown man. That's some pretty big stuff to say, man. I want to say salute to Shaq, one of the best. I got him as my favorite big man to watch all time, but I am a biased Laker fan. Y'all know what it is with me, Laker Nation, whoop, whoop. But I thought that was worth noting. Shaq, man, he's one of those guys who's not afraid of his truth. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment box below. I'm out. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.